Throughout my own life and fitness journey, I have had the privilege of meeting incredible people who've shared valuable insights on mindset, health, fitness, and spiritual growth. The profound impact of this knowledge on my own life has inspired me to share it with all of you. I'm Erica Sweeney, host and founder of My Fit Tribe podcast. Join me as we explore inspiring conversations with experts, thought leaders, and everyday heroes who offer their stories and practical tips to help you on your own journey. From nutrition and fitness to mental well-being and personal or spiritual growth, our mission is to empower you to take charge of your health and live your best life. We are more than just a podcast, we are a community. Through coaching, a wealth of shared knowledge, and a strong support network, we are here to guide and encourage you every step of the way. Come be a part of our tribe. Today, I'm honored to be joined by an old friend, Jermaine Butler. We haven't seen each other in decades, but I've been in awe watching his businesses grow over the years. In this conversation, we reconnect, dive into his journey, and talk about his upcoming autobiography, Driven. This episode is a powerful reminder that we all have our own unique path, and it's worth celebrating exactly who we are. We're joined by Jermaine Butler, president of Zenith Hospitality Group, a full-service hospitality company specializing in valet, housekeeping, and travel services across the country. With over 2 decades of leadership experience, Jermaine has built and scaled a nationally recognized minority-owned business known for delivering high-level service and operational excellence. He's passionate about creating opportunity, developing people, and redefining what great service looks like in the hospitality industry. Hello, Jermaine. Thanks for joining me.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so excited to have you here. For our listeners, I have known Jermaine for many, many years, probably like 45 years.
I would say close to
Close
that.
to that.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy.
It's been a long time.
And we haven't seen each other. We were talking for like probably 25. I mean, that was quick. So it's been a really long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But I've watched you grow so many businesses. And as a business owner myself, I was so excited to have you on the show to talk about like where you started, how it's grown, the way you keep going and finding new adventures. So we're going to dive into all of it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like where you started. I know obviously we grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, but let's talk a little bit about your youth journey.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in New York, Queens, and I was doing New York stuff, and Mom decided to get me out of New York, and we landed in Milwaukee, and the New York stuff continued, so we migrated to Madison, went to school, high school, and ended up starting my own business. I guess like I said before, I have a very high risk tolerance, and I always pushed everything to the limit, and and here we are, growing like crazy.
Find a way to make it work, right?
You have to make it work. Yeah, you have to make it work.
So now you started your business with the limos first, correct?
Correct. Okay. Started with a limousine.
A limousine.
And we quickly grew, and I think we have maybe 14, 15 on the road now. A couple buses and just some sedans. Yeah.
So when you started in Madison, and then how did you grow from just Madison into other markets?
I would, me and my friends, we'd take trips, and we'd go to a city like Miami, and they would all say, hey, let's get a limo. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. And we'd call a limo place, and they wouldn't answer, or they would never show up. And I'm like, okay, this is a potential market. They need better. And yeah.
So you just saw an opportunity.
And I jump on it. Yeah.
Hospitality is a wide range of services, right?
Yes,
so you start with limos, which everybody, remembers renting the limos for the proms or whatever, and the weddings.
For prom. Yep.
And then how did you then go from that, and then you went into the valet side of things?
Yeah, so from limos, we ended up kind of diverting into the valet parking, which is actually a funny story because one of the restaurants here I would always frequent, and I went in there one day and I said, hey, you guys, the valet guy you got outside, I'm like, he's in work boots and some jeans. I'm like, if you ever need anybody to come take over, let me know. And one day I'm sitting in my office and I get a call from the restaurant, and they're like, hey, do you still do valet? And I was like, yeah, of course, of course we do. And she was like, could you do valet for us? And I said, oh, yeah, no problem. When would you want us to start? She said, how soon can you get here? And I just put on my coat and went and parked cars.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since then, we exploded. And now we're in 7 states, and we're making it happen.
So there's an area between, okay, I'm going to do this. I can show up tomorrow and start the valet, into being in 7 states and doing it everywhere. Like, talk a little bit about that process. How do you even...
With valet, it's a different market because you'll end up working for a hotel management company. That management company may have hotels all across the country. So you kind of have to dig into those markets that the management company is in. And once I'm there, I'm like, okay, we're here. Let's set up a footprint. Now we get into limousines and food and beverage and hotel housekeeping and all those things because that management company puts us there. So now we're there. So let's open up shop.
So I correlate that to my own business. Like, my husband started as a painter, so painted apartments before we owned any, and then started offering the cleaning service, and then started doing the carpet cleaning service, and then you start buying the apartment building. So it's kind of the same thing.
Right. You don't want to be on the bottom rung of the ladder, right? You keep working your way up, and then you're like, okay, now I am the ladder.
I am the ladder.
I am the ladder.
All the services.
Yeah, you have all the services, correct.
So what do you think it is about you that makes you fearless when it comes to those businesses, like just finding a way to make it work? Because not everybody thinks that way.
No, I don't know if it's fearless. I think I'm very hospitable. I think I understand hospitality and service and people. Most service is just generally black and white, right? Like, oh, you come in, I'm going to open the door for you. Thank you. You're welcome. That's your black and white service. With Zenith, we like to operate in full color. So if you come in, we're going to hold the door. We're going to give you an umbrella. Are you thirsty? Like the whole package. And I think that level of training and understanding helps us grow to where we are.
Because then people want you to come back.
Because people want us to come back. If you go to our restaurants, which you should come soon, our restaurant in Mount Horeb, I mean, it's in full color. So, you order chicken Parmesan, we're bringing a big wheel of cheese to your table on fire, tossing your noodles at the table. Caesar salad, we're making the dressing the ingredients come at the table, and we mix the dressing for you at the table. Again, full service. A lot of places are lacking with that.
I think that goes for even outside of hospitality. We talk a lot on this podcast about healthcare. With the way the healthcare industry is, you have a lot of, functional clinics opening up in different areas that are outside of the network where you have to be a little bit better and you have to do things differently to keep your customer. So kind of the same kind of philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with that. I think especially healthcare. Especially healthcare. Healthcare is one of the areas that our generation, was different when it came to that.
Totally.
I remember seeing my cousin fall one day, and she broke her ankle on the sidewalk. And, me, I was like, yeah, just get up, walk it off.
Yeah, that is the way we used to do it.
Yeah, that's how we did it, right? Just get up, walk it off. And long and behold, she broke her ankle. But back then it was, just walk it off. And now it's like everyone's rushing to the ER. And I find that to be different. And even with kids, when we were younger, you want to go hang out with your friends, you look to see who has the most bikes at their house.
Right.
And now it's like, I'm just going to sit here and text everybody or play the game or Snapchat and Twitter and, all that stuff. It's different.
It is different.
Times are different.
It is.
Yeah.
How is that translated with you as a business owner and having employees? Because that's a whole nother aspect of entrepreneurship that we can dive into.
The employee thing, I mean, it's tough. I have a lot of employees, over maybe close to 250, maybe 300, and W-2. It's to the point now where I just have managers that report. So I don't have to, manage all of them.
Right.
But that's also tough. Everyone has different personalities, different things that tick them off. Some people don't get upset. Some people are always upset. It's just that. So people don't want to tuck their shirt in, but when you tell them, they get upset, even though it's part of their uniform and job. So yeah, it's employees are different. They're different breeds, and I love learning from them and trying to teach them too.
That's important because it's important to always keep learning, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being stuck in your way. And
Yeah, you got to learn. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think you've learned most about building a business if you look back at everything you've been through?
What I've learned most is the customer is not always right. The old saying, customer's always right. Yeah, well, they're not. And there's a polite way of letting them know that they're not right. And I think a lot of customers come in with that mindset, well, I'm the customer, so I'm always right. Well, you're not. Learning personalities and personality traits, I think that is what I've learned most about being an entrepreneur. It's just being able to adapt to different personalities at any given time. I can go to the hood bar and then 30 minutes later I could be at a ballet. You just adapt. And I think that's the learning point.
Well, that's interesting as your learning point because that's your customer. I mean, you've built your career on people. Mm-hmm. And it just shows that you have prided yourself on getting to know people and making them feel special in the service that you provide, and in turn, providing such a good service.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what sells.
Yeah,
it's not about how you do it; it's about who you do it to. Mm. You like again at the restaurant. I mean, if you come out any given day, I'm sitting down with a table. I walk up and just sit down with them. Hey, how's everything going? And people love it because they feel part of the property, and that's what we want.
So you've built an empire of valet and the limos, and then the hospitality services, and then the restaurants. Do you have a favorite?
Oh boy, right now I think my favorite is valet parking. Huh. It's my favorite. And it's only because I love cars and, I collect them. And just being able to drive different vehicles, it's great. Back to that first story about our first valet gig, the first car that pulled up was one of those tiny smart cars. And, I'm not short, right? So I'm trying to squeeze into this car. And right then I was like, should I be doing this? And the answer was yes. Mm. The answer was yes.
Have you asked yourself that question frequently throughout the years?
Once a year, once every couple years, my competitors, somebody will call trying to buy me out. And then I ask myself that question. Should I be doing this? Do I want to sell? And the answer's always been no. The answer's been no. So once the answer is yes, then it'll be time.
Yeah. Because that's what happened to us. We were presented with an opportunity we couldn't pass up, but I had never thought of that before because it's part of who you are.
It's part of, yeah, I mean, and for me, it's going to have to be a pretty penny. I mean, the last guy that offered, I was like, hey man, you're a couple zeros too low. And I mean, that's just how I leave it. Everything has a price.
Right.
I mean, everything has a price. I just think that for me to give it up, it has to have a very, very good price.
Well, and the world is so different, too, in the business side because there's all these buyouts. You have all these, private equity firms that are buying up these little companies and making them into the bigger ones. Mm-hmm. And in that process, you're losing so much of the service along with it.
Yep.
And you don't have that small business mentality. You don't have the entrepreneurs behind it. It's just completely different. And that, that makes me kind of sad.
Yeah. And, I always thought, too, that if I were to decide to sell, that they would have to keep me on as a consultant or something because I want my clients to still be my clients. Mm-hmm. And I want to take care of them the way we take care of our people. But at this point, I'm not interested in giving that up.
Right.
Yeah.
So we were talking a little bit before the show that you are based here in Madison and also in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So how long have you been in Vegas for?
Probably a year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Yeah.
And what brought you to Vegas specifically?
We have a pretty big client out there, and so I just wanted to make sure everything was going right with them. I'm here most of the time, though, in Madison most of the time, especially in summer. Madison's a great place weather-wise.
In the summer.
Yeah. Spring, summer, and fall, honestly. And it's one of those locations where you get all the changes. Mm-hmm. You get all the leaf changes, all the seasons. You don't get all the seasons in Houston. You don't get them all in Vegas. You don't get them in Florida.
No.
Madison, you get them all.
Yeah.
Kansas City, you get them all too, but they don't have that much. Kansas City doesn't have the greenery that Madison has. It's beautiful here in the fall. It's great. Yeah, I love it.
As you've been in business here in Madison for so long, you've also poured back into the community. What has it been for you to be a part of the Madison community and show people how you've built this empire?
We just won an award recently, the Resilience Award with the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce.
Excellent.
And it means a lot to be recognized as one of those businesses that have been resilient. I mean, it's been 24 years now. And don't get me wrong, it hasn't all been roses, right? I mean, it never is. But being able to, like you said, give back, hire people that would not necessarily have a chance for a job, or, give some people training who wouldn't necessarily know anything about hospitality, that means a lot for sure.
And the community, too, it means a lot.
The community, yeah. I mean, our company name is pretty well known in this community. Mm-hmm. And most of our markets, surprisingly enough, people know our company. I was just in a meeting today on the east side, and I gave the lady my card, and she's like, "Oh, do you guys own the restaurant in Mount Horeb?" So it's one of those things where it just rolls together, and that lets me know that we're doing something right. So
well, it's been so fun to watch because again, it's grown from the limo company and then into the valet, and then when I saw you posting about the new restaurant, and I'm like, how on earth do you have the energy to be exploring all these new ventures?
Yeah, it's fun, and it's a challenge, and being an athlete, like you want the challenge, right? You want to be able to compete,
right?
Yeah, and that's just what it is.
Are there ever hurdles that pop up? I mean, you seem very confident that, well, you just do it and you deal with it as it comes. But what types of hurdles do you have to help you keep moving forward?
Oh, boy. Hurdles?
None?
No, there's definitely hurdles because, it's hard to find the right manager. Mm-hmm. It's the management, right? Because this person has to be connected to you, to your hip, and that person has to respect your decisions, even if they don't align. Mm-hmm. And that person also has to have some backbone and not always, I tell my managers that they can throw me under their bus anytime they want. Hey, sorry, I have to let you go. It's not me, it's the boss. Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever. But I do have a couple managers who don't do that. And they just say, hey, it's not a good fit. I respect them either way, but I feel like having someone with a strong backbone makes the decisions a lot easier when I decide to go on a new venture.
Because then you have the support to help you get it done.
And I know I have my right or left hand, or right and left hand at some points. And it makes it easy. Have you been able to bring a lot of your people with you throughout the years? Have they good retention as far as having that support? So I have one person who's been with me maybe 9 years, 8, 9, 7 years. My HR has been with me since we started. Accounting's been with me since we started. I have a couple managers who've been 4 or 5 years. So we hang on to them. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. But still, again, restaurant business is really tough. It's an industry that, from the outside, it looks like it's hard to sustain long term because, the people's interest in ebbs and flows and again, employees is hard. Costs, because everything's inflated right now with expenses. Yes, everything has been inflated right now. Right, big time. So when you're navigating those financial challenges or as a business owner looking at big picture, what helps you stay grounded and making sure that you can keep moving forward? Well, Yes, you're correct. The financial ups and downs in the restaurant industry is critical. A lot of the times you just have to understand that those price hikes are temporary and they should, keyword, go back down. And staffing wise too, I mean, if we need to cut staff, we cut staff. But I also know that when we go into a market in food and beverage, I mean, we've done our research.
Right.
We know that this particular concept will crush it in this market.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we sustain ourselves. Again, out in Mount Horeb, we're the only Italian out there, and we're the only fine dining out there. So it's not like you're just going to grab supper.
Right.
You're going, it's date night. Everyone in there is on date night,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what makes us a little bit different from the other properties out there.
Oh, that's so cool. So what do you do to take care of you outside of business?
I collect cars, and I work out from time to time. I go for runs, maybe work out here and there. I'm not I'm not into it heavy like I used to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I just go enough just to keep my mental state,
Right.
But lately I've just been, it's warming up now, so I can start bringing my toys outside.
Nice.
But other than that, that's what I've been doing.
And how important it is for you to surround yourself not only in business and outside of business, but with the right people?
Yeah, so I have a very, very small circle of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Very small. I love them all to death. If they're your friend, they're your friends. And I respect them. They respect me. I trust them. And, I can share stuff with them that I wouldn't normally share with someone. We keep each other grounded. They might call me, hey, let's go grab dinner. Or I might call them and say, hey, let's go for a ride. Let's go car riding. And we all take our cars out. That's probably the best part of it, is just being able to one day or so step aside and say, hey, let's go do something.
Yeah, take some time out.
Yeah.
So you've started on a new venture of writing a book.
Yes.
I want to talk about that as well
Yes,
before we go.
yes.
So it's called Driven. It's autobiography. And I'm going to quote something, if I can read. It says, I stopped chasing everything and started choosing myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when peace showed up.
Yeah.
And I read that and I was like, oh, does that hit home?
Yeah.
So first off, what gave you the idea of writing the book?
So I had an idea of writing a book based on my limousine stories, because I have tons of them. If I told you stories today, we'd be here for hours. But I felt like other people or other entrepreneurs or boys or men of color should see the journey. Because a lot of times they just see, oh, there's Jermaine driving this and looking like he has all this. No, it came from somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I wanted to share that journey, or that story, and no better way than to put it in a book form.
How has it been putting it down to paper and looking back at where you started?
Looking at some of the content of the book right now, it gets you teary-eyed sometimes, because I think back and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that time. I thought it was over, and here we are moving forward. So it's definitely for me, it's a tearjerker because it's my life, right? But to others, it may be like, oh my God, had no idea he dealt with that. And those are the things that make the book. Yeah.
When you say that it was over, is that where you thought the business was going to be over and you had to keep going, that type of thing?
When I thought Zenith was done. Yeah. I mean, there was times where I thought we were going to close. We didn't have enough money for gas.
Or payroll, been there.
Payroll, yep. It's just one of those things. And again, you have to have good employees, and they have to understand, hey, I'm going to pay you Monday instead of Friday, that type of thing. And that, those are the stories that hit home for me,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a journey, and every day is a journey. I mean, I could walk out of here right now and check my phone and be like, oh, we're closing tomorrow. You just never know.
Yeah.
And that's with any business. I mean, I know a few restaurants closed in Madison in like 1 week. They're like all the majors were closing.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I do understand that they have to close, right? It's money. We, as a business owner, you and I, we understand that. But let your staff know, because a lot of those guys didn't know. Mm-hmm. Some of them worked part-time for me and part-time there. And they came to work like, hey, boss, like, doors were locked. We got to work. No one told them anything. So I think that's just a fault of whoever is in charge. You have to let you people know. Yeah, it's courteous.
With leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what else did you reflect upon when you're writing your book about Jermaine?
As I'm writing it, I found myself putting in a lot of the mistakes that I've made. And I didn't want the book to be just full of all my faults and mistakes, right? Because when you're writing, you're like, oh yeah, I remember this happened, and it's hard to brag. It's hard to speak up and talk myself up. I had a customer come in a restaurant. He says, hey, saw you won that award. It's great. I'm like, thank you. He's like, yeah. And then I just went down the rabbit hole on your name on Google. He was like, I didn't know you ran track. I didn't know, I didn't know you had this over here in this state. And I'm like, yeah, that's us. And he's like, well, who's us? And I'm like, well, it's my company. And he's like, you're very humble. And I'm like, well, it is us. Right. I couldn't do it all by myself. I can't go in the kitchen and make you guys food. You don't want me cooking for you. So it's hard to write about yourself in that fashion. Like I said, my faults and mistakes all day long. I could write a whole nother book on that. But I definitely feel like it's going to be a pretty solid autobiography. Mm.
But I think it's really important when, we see ourselves a certain way, right? And we don't always understand how we're perceived by others. Yeah. And, to be humble is just how we are. It's what it's just natural. Mm-hmm. But we're just ordinary people who worked our tails off to try to put one foot in front of the other, right? Yeah. And it turned out well because of the title of your book, because you're driven, because you found a way to make it happen. And I think sometimes we forget to take those moments to not brag, but to say, you know what, I did all right. And
I did all right, yeah.
And it's okay for me to celebrate that because I worked hard and did it for the right reasons, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I might even quote you on that one there. Yeah. It is okay to just say, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Could be way worse.
And other people see that. They need to know that you got to where you were because you had the mistakes. Mm-hmm. Because some people think people who have, quote unquote, made it was luck. Right. Oh, you're lucky. Yeah. And we've had, oh, you guys are lucky. Well, you could have done it, but you chose not to.
I hear that all the time. Oh, you're so lucky. I want to be like you. And I'm like, well, here's the thing.
Yeah, right. A little more than luck.
It's a little more than luck. And on the other side of that too, Erica, I for anyone wanting to start a business, I would love to sit down with people and kind of coach them into the areas that they should go, because I didn't have anyone doing that for me. Mm-hmm. So if I could tell someone, don't do that. Whatever you do, don't buy a party bus with a bathroom on it, right? Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. So I'd love to be able to coach people and get them the proper knowledge.
Well, the younger generation right now, you've got social media and you've got all this information at your fingertips, and you get to see a bit about what everybody does and how they get there. Where when we started, we didn't even have phones.
No, we were just out knocking on doors.
Right.
I remember in Ohio, I was selling imitation cologne oils door to door, knocking. Hey, I have cool water. Well, it's not cool water. It's cool water-ish. And it's an oil. And it smells just like it. It smells just like it. But you rub it on your skin, and it, that's the hard to sell.
Yeah.
Because people are used to wearing their perfume.
Right.
And here I am, this kid on your doorstep with a little oil a vial of oil. Hey, wear this.
Right.
You know,
But you learned something from that.
I learned a lot from that.
Right.
Door to door is the best marketing. I learned that. I like to call it guerrilla marketing. So, when we're in a new market, we'll wear T-shirts. Ask me where I'm eating my Italian food, and go outside and walk up and down the street. And people will say, I saw your shirt. Ha, ha, ha. Where did you eat your Italian? Oh, I go right here to Vita Bella. Best marketing, guerrilla marketing. Just get out and do it. Billboards work, but they're not as effective as a one-on-one, right? And so having that experience from selling the oils door to door, I know interaction with the person is much better than just having to sign up.
Right. And I think that's really key for not only in business, but in life, that the things that each job you do or a relationship that you have, that you take something, like learn something from it, decide what you're going to take from it to apply to whatever's next.
And move it on to the next.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I worked at Rocky Rococo's, and I remember bussing tables. Now I learned how to clean.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you take that and you just keep moving. And then I did property management for a long time, and I learned, that's where I started learning my hospitality and learning how to treat people, how, treat them how you want to be treated, which is so key in everything we do. In everything we do. I mean, in general life, treat somebody how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I think the country in a whole is going away from that, going downhill. But, hopefully we'll change soon.
Yeah, I think it's like a pendulum, right? Because we were always, everything was in person when we were young. And now nothing's in person because no one wants to be face to face. But I think I'm finding now people are starting to put the phone away a little bit more.
Yep.
And they're starting to spend some time outside and do the things that, like little kids need to go out and play like we used to.
They need to go out and play.
Yeah, ride those bikes.
Yeah, ride those bikes, get out, get some air, and learn the world.
Right.
Learn it, get out and see it. And, grass grows from here. Oh, those are dandelions. Oh, okay. Not just Googling them. Take a picture of a flower. And then
what is this?
And the phone will tell you exactly what it is.
I know, I was trying to think, like, maybe I'm just old. And like you mentioned, things are different. Like, it's changed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just different.
It's just evolved.
Right.
It just evolved, right? But it's not bad. It's just different.
Right.
My mom, she gets a text message. She calls it an email. Oh, you emailed me today. No, I sent you a text. But in her mind,
same thing,
right? Same thing. So I look at it all, and it's just, what's going to happen in the next 5-10 years?
Right, with technology.
Where are we going to be?
Have you used AI in your businesses in order to move forward with them?
Yeah. So we have, here's my sales pitch. We have a proprietary app for valet parking. Took a long time to create, and the app will alert you when your car is ready for pickup. It'll alert us when you're ready for your car. It will let you know if there's anything that has happened to your car. It'll let us know when your plane lands so we can have your vehicle ready. So it's integrated with the flight systems and everything else. So yes, we have integrated AI into our daily activity.
That's awesome. So do most of your valets, is that mostly, pick up from the airport? Is it at restaurants? Is all the above? Or how does...
We do nightclubs, restaurants, hotels, airports, no hospitals yet. But yeah, anything that, private parties.
Do you do jets too, I thought I saw?
We do private jets, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What don't you do in the hospitality space?
Anything under that umbrella, we cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, again, to watch it start, you can, for the last 20 years, to watch it.
I've known you forever, and
Forever.
I'm sure you've seen us go up and down again, but it's part of business. It's part of life. You live and learn, and if it was so easy, then everyone would be doing it.
But there's still, like, if you were talking to someone who, like you said, you would love to talk and mentor people who are looking to get in their own business, sometimes it's easy to start, or maybe that's the hard part. But It's what happens when you hit that bump and you have to pivot or you have to keep going or make that decision. Do I quit or keep going?
Yeah.
Like what type of mindset advice do you give to people who are, have to face that?
You can't let that bump stop you. I like to say this. It's just a bump. It's not a wall. A wall will stop you. A bump, you can get over that.
Get over it, right?
Yeah, you can get over a bump. Or a hurdle, you can get over it. Now, if it's a brick wall, even a brick wall, you're like, we'll
take it down.
We'll we'll go through it. Yeah. You figure your way. But yeah, those bumps in the road, you just got to be able to go over them. Yeah.
I feel like it's easier said than done, but it's good advice because
it is. It's probably easier said than done, but once you do it the first time, then you're like, oh, we'll figure it out.
Find a way. Yep. As my husband always said, let's find a way to make it work instead of thinking of all the reasons that it won't.
Yeah.
Like when we first started buying property, it was like, oh, what if people don't pay rent? Well, what if people do? Like it works both ways. You really have to shift your mindset into what if it does work.
Yeah, and if people don't pay rent, then they get out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yep. Get over the bump, right?
You got to get, that's the bump. The bump is getting them out.
Right.
And then you go to the other factors to get them out and you move forward.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I have to hear at least one limousine story because you've mentioned it a couple times. Do you have a favorite limo story?
My favorite limo. Oh, gosh.
You can do two. It's fine. We got some time.
Okay. My first favorite limo story involves Bill Cosby. I picked him up from the airport here in Madison, and he had been in my vehicle before, so his phone automatically connected to the Bluetooth. So he's calling his people, hey, I landed, blah, 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 blah. I think he calls his daughter, and she says, how you doing, Dad? And he's like, I'm fine. Well, how you really doing? Because that woman is back again. And he hangs up and he calls somebody else. He's like, do what you got to do, but don't pay her because I didn't do it. And here I am driving.
Eyes wide.
Right, like what's happening? So we pull over. I mean, we don't pull over. We go to State Street Brats. State Street Brats. And he gets his brat, mustard only, And I said, Billy, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. And again, we're sitting outside at State Street Brats. Those kids don't know Bill Cosby from a hole in the wall because they're young, right?
Right.
He says, a while back, I was looking to buy NBC, the whole NBC. And when I went to do that, there's a particular woman who turns up and says, I did these things to her. And he goes, back then I was Denzel. I didn't have to, drug anybody. If we did drugs, if I gave her drugs, I took some too. He was being completely open and honest about it. And I said, okay, man, I just wanted to know. He goes and does his show. The whole show was about this woman trying to get money from him. The very next day, 60 women are accusing the next day. And I was like, I was on your side for the
for the one.
For the one, right? And then you didn't know this. So
oh my god.
So yeah, so that was a crazy time because I'm like, I was just with this guy. I was just with him. But my most favorite story, and I'm gonna get the names mixed up because I don't remember the names of the people, so I'll just make names up.
Yep.
Driving limo at a wedding reception, waiting for the bride and groom so I could take them to their hotel. The bride gets in with a bridesmaid. They're in back. They're talking and doing girl stuff, right? The bridesmaid gets out. The groom gets in the limo, and he says, wait, can I swear on this or no?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. He goes, I can't believe you fucking slept with Jacob.
To the bride.
To the bride. And for some backwards context, Jacob was the best man.
Oh, no.
Who sang a song to them at the wedding.
Oh, no.
Right. Hold on. It gets better. Well, it gets worse, I guess. So they're yelling at each other. I'm driving, right? And I'm like, holy shit, like this is crazy. And I'm just eavesdropping and driving, and the groom puts the partition down and he goes, pull over and put this bitch out.
Oh.
So I say, well, I'm sorry, but her name is on the contract. She goes, oh, put him out.
Oh, no.
So I had to put the guy out, like on the highway queue somewhere. And I take her to the hotel. And she goes, and I'm sure she calls her friends or whatever, but yeah.
And that was after the wedding or
After the wedding.
After, so they just got married?
They just got married. After reception.
He decides to drop the ball after they get married.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, I think he found out at the reception.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So again, those are the kind of things that
you will remember forever.
I will never forget.
Just sit there driving with your eyes going, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I will never forget. I will never forget that.
Actually, is her name on the contract?
Actually, like, she booked it. Like, I can't put her out. However,
have a nice walk.
You are fair game, my friend.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We used to, when I worked with my team, we would have crazy stuff happen. So we would always write it down.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end of the year, we would have what we called our bag party.
Okay.
So we would open up all the notes about all the crazy stuff that happened over a couple drinks and sit down and remember all the crazy stuff that happened, because you forget it, because it happens every day.
It happens every day.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
It happens every day. There's always something.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what happened to them since, but...
I'm guessing they're not married.
I mean, you know...
You never know.
You never know. You never know. But yeah, that's part of it. So
how fun.
Those stories are plentiful, you know, and maybe there might be another book along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being in a limo. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Your book is called Driven, and then you could do the other one called Driver.
Driver. Yeah. Well, the Driven is kind of a play on words
right.
for the limousine and the drive for passion for business and everything. But
so cool.
Life is crazy.
It is. All those memories, all those stories, all that you've been able to see and experience, and the businesses that you've grown, not just locally, but nationwide, and just, you know, the reputation that precedes you is just really has been so cool for me to watch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So cool.
Thank you.
Before we wrap up with my last question, where can people find you if they're interested in the limo rental, the car rental, and the restaurant?
You can go right to our website, myzenithgroup.com, or you can find us on probably Instagram at My Zenith Group. And I think also Facebook is Zenith Hospitality Group.
Okay. And I can put the links in the show notes too.
Yeah.
And then your restaurant in Mount Horeb is called?
Vita Bella. And you can find us, obviously, Vita Bella WI on Instagram. And our website is vitabellawi.com.
And you opened that how long ago?
It'll be a year in a couple weeks.
Wow, and it's going strong.
Yeah, we're rocking it out there.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to come and join you for dinner.
Please do.
For sure.
Please do.
And then your book is going to be done soon. So what's the estimated release date on that? Not to put the pressure on.
Yeah, you're putting the pressure on. I don't know. I would like to say by end of year.
Yeah.
I would like to say by end of year.
Just kind of figuring out how to...
You know, there's a lot that goes into writing a book. You might have all the content, but just placing it in the proper areas and chapters, and you know, there's supposed to be peaks and valleys in a book, and I mean,
working on it.
Let's get there.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I know it'll be a great read, and maybe we can have you back once the book has been released, and we can share more.
Who knows? I mean, I definitely will come back anytime.
Yeah.
So you know. You give me the word and I'm here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This has been so fun. And again, I'm so proud of you. From
thank you.
The little Erica and the little Jermaine, just super stoked. So the last question, then it's a two-part question I'm going to ask you. So the first part is, if you, Jermaine, today can have a conversation with your past self. Now, I'm personally going to pick like the 5th grade Jermaine.
Oh, yeah, of course you would.
But you can pick anyone you want.
Okay.
What advice would you give your past self?
Oh, man. I would have probably stayed in track because I mean, I still have records here with the track and field, and I still love to run, so I probably would have pursued that a little bit heavier. But I think my old Jermaine was just fun, and he just would go out and do stuff. And I think that's what made this Jermaine today.
Absolutely.
So I don't think I would change anything.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
That's great. So now you, Jermaine, today can have a conversation with your future self. You can pick how old he is.
Okay.
And you're sitting in your favorite place, maybe at one of your restaurants having your favorite meal. What would you ask your future self, and what do you think he would say back to you?
I would ask him how he's doing. How he's doing, like mentally.
How are you really doing?
Like, how are you really doing? And hopefully, knowing Jermaine, he would say, I'm fine.
I think he would say he's doing better than fine.
He would say, I'm fine. That's
That's what he would say.
That's what he would say. I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I could be in a hospital with heart attack, and I'd be like, you know what, I'm fine.
Or on a beach and do whatever, and you're still fine.
And I'm fine. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's awesome. Well, the good thing is you know Jermaine very well.
I know.
So.
I do know him. Yes.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again for the conversation today.
Right.
I'm so grateful for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the My Fit Tribe podcast. Tune in weekly for our latest episode for more health and wellness insights and inspiration. For more information, visit myfittribe.org. Don't forget to share, like, and download this episode, and thank you for your support. Please know that the opinions and comments presented here are those of the guests and do not necessarily constitute medical advice or the opinions of My Fit Tribe. Copyright 2026, all rights reserved. This podcast is recorded and produced by Jake Johnson at Paradigm Productions in Madison, Wisconsin, and is a production of My Fit Tribe, LLC.